Hello, my amazing analytical Aquarius. Welcome, welcome. It is Sachi the Scorpio, and I'm here to deliver your bonus twin flame reading. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more energy that I can send to you. And thank you so much for all of your likes on the last video segment. You are in first, so you are getting your twin flame bonus first, and you will be first for the guided healing for April. So, Aquarius, this is what came out in the cleansing ceremony. We had engagement. Your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. So this might be someone that you are engaged to or considering getting engaged to. But I feel like for a lot of you, it's more so just really stepping up your game. Like, yeah, I'm in it to win it in this situation. We also had pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So I feel like you're getting, you're seeing some things that are kind of, of course, cautionary, where you're recognizing that there are some red flags with the commitments that you're making. Okay. We had the Queen of Cups come out in reverse. So this is telling me someone isn't, emotionally opening up. Like the divine feminine has kind of shut down. So the emotional flow has kind of, it could be someone who hasn't spoken their emotional truth towards you, or you not speaking your emotional truth towards somebody else. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces here. But we also had 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, Ace of Swords, and Hermit. So this is telling me that it feels like someone is kind of refusing to talk, like not really wanting to share their emotions, or might have like emotions out of control in some sort of way. And there has been some sort of end of a conversation. Like the 10 of Swords is when someone has felt defeated by some sort of conversation. So it feels like, either, communication was cut off, or, a conversation happened between you and this person where it's like, okay, now they're just emotionally mute. But with the 9 of Swords, with the Ace of Swords coming out, which together are the 10 of Swords, right? It does feel like you are mourning the end of this, like kind of taking the tally of like, okay, yeah, this conversation's over. Let me kind of, cry it out, like, give it its due time and energy to be like, okay, that's over now. And then it does look like, you are trying to focus on the Ace of Swords, that new communication coming in, like starting a new conversation. And it feels like you're trying to find kind of like the passionate way to say this, of exactly what you want to say, because the Ace of Swords in this deck is very fiery. So there's a lot of like firepower behind it. And we have the Hermit. So it looks like you have sort of withdrawn your energy away from the situation. Until you figure out kind of exactly what to say. You're kind of in the 10 of Swords by yourself, even though 10s are when you complete it with someone else. But you are like at the same time mourning some sort of ending and also getting ready for some sort of new beginning, which makes sense because we're in Aries season, and that transition from Pisces to Aries season is all about endings and rebirths. And with the Hermit here, it is telling me that you are taking the time to do your shadow work and go within to try to find the light, the fire that you want to have included in what you're going to say. Okay, we did have the trainer trick shovel come out. So this is telling me, trainers are always the other person, that someone else is getting a little tricky. It's like they're trying to dig for information, or maybe they, do digs towards you, but it feels more like how they're trying to get some sort of information, and they are being a little bit tricky here. Okay, they are playing some sort of trick, and it may be that that's why you're paying attention to the red flags that are being raised by maybe how this other person is behaving. Okay, so that is what came up in the cleansing ceremony. Aquarius, what we are going to do is take a look into the divine feminine energies. Then we are going to take a look into the divine masculine energies. And then we will take a look at what's going on in the connective. In the extended, we will see how do you manifest what you are trying to manifest. And then if you do that, how the divine masculine will respond, right? If the feminine does the magic, and then some advice on how to manifest your highest vibrational timeline. So let's see, where's the divine feminine? Coming out stuck. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So it looks like, divine feminine definitely keeping their mind open, using positive affirmations, keeping optimistic. Definitely some really positive energy here for how the divine feminine is, feeling it. it seems like keeping an open mind goes hand in hand with this optimism. Let's see what's going on for the Divine Feminine. We have the Knight of Wands and the Six of Cups. So there's like it feels twofold. Let me get some water. So the Six of Cups for me is emotional fulfillment through lineage. So the Divine Feminine is definitely thinking about, you know, having kids. This could be someone, you know, coming back around. Six of Cups is traditionally, you know, someone from the past that loves you. But for me, it's more about the emotional fulfillment that you get when you're a grandparent, you know, and you know that you're gonna, you know, pass or whatever, and how you judge your life is by the happiness of your grandchildren. You know what I mean? Like the progeny, and how, you know, how successful you were with your kids, that they can be successful with theirs. So it does seem like the Divine Feminine is thinking very long term when it comes to their emotional fulfillment, and they are staying very, very optimistic. With the Knight of Wands, it does seem like a little bit of a juxtaposition when it comes to sort of their long-term planning with their sexual energy. The Divine Feminine might have a masculine presence that's kind of a come and go, very like sexual or lust related. Because the Knight of Wands, you know, he rides in with his wand, he'll give you the wand, and then he leaves on his horse, right? Or his eagle. Could be a Sagittarius, could also be Leo, Aries, or even a Scorpio with the eagle here. I'm sorry, it's a hawk. But, yeah, so, you know, with the Six of Cups and Knight of Wands, it feels like, you know, feeling very, very optimistic. And again, it does feel open-ended, like keeping a very open mind of like, okay, yeah, people who are sort of, you know, temporary travelers or whatever it may be are okay. But I also really know about what my emotional fulfillment is going to look like, and thinking about long-term partnerships in terms of that. I'm feeling that there's one more that wants to come out for the Divine Feminine. Five of Wands in reverse. Yeah, really done with fighting, really done with chaos, really done with like, you know, being blind to situations, and that's why chaos ensued, was because like, you know, no one really knew what was going on. It's like, again, people just blindfolded, hitting each other and stuff. So it does seem like, you know, she's also not interested in like men like fighting over her or anything like that. Like that's not very appealing. She knows, you know, what is more emotionally fulfilling, or not she, but you know, Divine Feminine, it's just the energy, is very aware of what is fulfilling, even if it means sort of temporary lust or passion or come and go type energy. Let's see, what's the light energy here? What's the light energy for the Divine Feminine? Woo. Okay, trainer plus power. So yeah, there is somebody else here, and they are like very powerful. They're like, you know, they might be on the pill or take pills. Because again, trainer means the other person, but it doesn't necessarily feel like the Divine Masculine. Let's tell us more about this trainer, because plus power I always take as like somebody else gaining power. It could be that the Divine Feminine knows that the Divine Masculine is getting power right now in order to come back around, if the Divine Masculine is that Knight of Wands. But again, it does feel like it could be that the Divine Masculine is in the Knight of Wands phase, and therefore in the Feminine's life is being reflected in another masculine, if that makes sense, okay? So we have Wormadam using Cloak Shard. So yeah, whoever this is, they're very cloaked. And so like they don't even want me to be trying to get into their energy. But yeah, they are gaining strength, but they are cloaked here. With steel energy being here, this is being able to protect their aura. So this might actually be the Divine Masculine gaining their power, cloaking themselves so that the Divine Feminine, you know, can't see something. It says, when evolving, its body takes in surrounding materials. As a result, there are many body variations. Yeah, so someone's definitely changing here. This Knight of Wands. Yeah, and, you know, if that is the Divine Masculine, again, it's like they are evolving. They're gaining power in order to go through some sort of metamorphosis. Which, if you follow me on Instagram, I I have been doing some pick a piles for twin flames, and we did have this emphasis on sort of, you know, being in a larval state here. Let's see, what's the shadow here? Woo. Trainer, teammates. Okay. So again, we have this other person heavy in your energy, Aquarius. With teammates, it could be that this person is like a friend, that this person, you know, wants to be team members. So this, again, it's the shadow, so you might not know it, but they want to like work with you. You know, it's like they want to be your teammate. They don't want to fight. They don't want to, you know, anything like that. So let's see. What's in the masculine's energy? Reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So that might be that Knight of Wands who is coming in, and it might just be in the feminine's energy because it is so close, and it's not a fighting energy, you know, but they are very, very cloaked. So they might be near, but they're definitely powerful and want to work together. And they're all, I mean, 2 trainer cards, feminine, like there's someone else all up in your aura here. But we do have the divine masculine wanting a reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. And then this wanted to make itself known as well. Healing family issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So it does look like the divine masculine has been going through, you know, their family healing, you know, ancestral trauma healing. That also popped up on my latest pick a pile on Instagram. Let's see what energy is the divine masculine. Okay, 7 of Swords in reverse. They regret like walking away from this flame. I feel like there could have been some sort of ghosting, some sort of, like the 7 of Wands here is when, you know, you leave while everyone's asleep, right? You ghost, but you leave one sword there like, yeah, the conversation, you know, I'll be back eventually sort of thing. And it feels like there's a reconciliation wanted about that. I feel like the conversation was never really had. Yeah, the 3 of Pentacles. The conversation was never had because they weren't taught properly how to root. Like, I take this as, you know, he's teaching the children how to plant something sturdy, right? So that it becomes a strong tree and can be beneficial later in life, right? How to have healthy, fruitful relationships. But the masculine's realizing that they were never taught that. They were never taught that. So they're just so used to, you know, doing things that aren't stable, right? They weren't grounded. They weren't in that divine energy of like grounded masculine. They could be having a lot of issues with work as well. There could be some sort of third party situation too. Like a physical relationship that impacted this. It could be family. It doesn't have to be a third party romantic, but a mother, sibling, you know, father could definitely be involved, or it could be, like a coworker since work is here. Tell us more about this. Tell us more about this reconciliation. 8 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they don't want to have some sort of like dick measuring contest. They don't want to continue fighting anymore. Let's get one more, please. Yeah, the masculine doesn't want us to know this. Ooh, 7 of Cups. The masculine is learning more through astrology. So it does look like the masculine is figuring out how to use astrology in certain ways. With the 7 of Cups coming out stuck, like that's right after the 6 of Cups. So, you know, we have 2 sevens, very, you know, focused on, yeah, 7, 3, 8, 7. So very, very focused on relationships and how they're imbalanced. Like how one-on-one relationships come. But yeah, again, it does look like they are starting to understand astrology and how that ties into their family issues, how it ties into, you know, problems at work. What's the light energy? Timber, Pound in reverse. So they're trying not to like come off. I mean, there is some fighting energy. I feel like the masculine is still fighting for this reconciliation, but it's trying not to be aggressive with pound in reverse. Like, they're not trying to, you know, pound this down anymore. This is also the sacral chakra, so they are understanding, like, the like emotional and sensual connection that is shared, and, you know, kind of, you know, look at him. He has, like, items getting ready to build. So it looks like instead of, you know, pounding it down, it's more building it up. It says, it fights by swinging a piece of lumber around. It is close to evolving when it can handle the lumber without difficulty. Yeah, and how we have, you know, it's like this person's cloaked all up in your energy. So they're very much in your energetic space, but cloaked and, you know, getting ready to evolve, right, in this pupate state. And here we have, like, you know, it knows that it's going to evolve when it can swing it around easily, right? This is the burden that the masculine has been bearing for a very long time, is having, you know, the piece of lumber that can help, you know, build with stability, right? And, you know, before it was just this chaos, you know, of swinging at each other and things of that nature. And as the masculine starts to evolve, like, it will just be easier to move around. You know, this burden becomes easier. So it does feel like it's kind of like the family issue and how that relates to it. They might also be actually, like, physically working out. Let's see what's in the shadow. Ooh, Carablast shell on. Okay, yeah, but they're still guarded. They're still very guarded. Again, we see, like, they have a cloak, and they still have their shell on, so they haven't really been cracked open. Their heart still has this, you know, thing on it. Carablast is one of my twin flame cards because it only evolves when it's by a Shelmet. They're completely separate, but that's how they get electrically stimulated to evolve. Very similar to that. So it does look like, again, like the masculine does have protection over his heart right now. It says, these mysterious Pokemon evolve when they receive electrical stimulation while they are in the same place as Shelmet. Yeah, exactly. So it does look like they are still trying to protect themselves during this time, but they know that there is going to be some sort of, you know, evolution. It's like they're trying to strengthen themselves so that this burden is easier to carry. And it does seem like, again, like they're, you know, hiding their heart in some sort of way, but they're still cloaking themselves so that way you don't really know, because it feels like they might not be able to take the, you know, epigenetic upgrades of if you two were to come together at the moment. Let's see what's going on in the connective. Coming out stuck, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Yeah, you are being drawn to each other, and it feels like the masculine is really being drawn towards the feminine, but he's very cloaked. He has the shell over his heart until he's strong enough, but definitely, like, the biochemical aspect, again, like, the masculine seems to know, like, that he's not strong enough in order to get his upgrades, you know? Let's see what else is in the connective. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, this is, it seems like the feminine and the masculine know, like, this is not a time for a new beginning. Like, there isn't some sort of solid offering coming at this moment. Nine of Wands. Both are very, very protective. Both are very protective. So it could be, you know, I mean, obviously we see the feminine is like, nah, I'm not, you know, inviting chaos. The feminine may also be cloaked from the very strong power of the masculine. You know, as they're gaining their strength, the feminine might also be cloaked. But it does seem like both are really, you know, focusing on making sure that they aren't harmed in this way. And I feel like both are kind of aware of that, maybe on a chemical level, that, like, biochemically your body might go into shock. And that's why, like, a new beginning cannot happen at this time. Let's get one more. Three of Cups in reverse. Again, there could be a third-party situation that's in the connective. There is kind of like it's like, you know that you're being magnetically attracted to each other, but there is a little bit of lack of joy or celebration, kind of about how it's like, yeah, you know, we know that we're attracted to each other right now, but I need to protect myself and I can't have this new beginning. And it does feel like there's a little bit of disappointment on both ends for that. What's the light energy? Coming out stuck? Yeah. Acelgor using recover and speed attack. So yeah, both of the Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine know that their heart needs to recover right now. We see that the masculine has the heart protected while it gets stronger, but it seems like both know the recovery in the heart needs to happen. And with speed attack, there could have been someone who had a heart attack. Whew. But it does feel like things are speeding up, right? Like, the more that the heart is healed, the more that this process speeds up, or it accelerates. And by the way, this is Shelmet. So, you know, Carablast, Shelmet evolves into a Acelgor. So there is going to be some sort of evolution. And it feels like what happened was the masculine and feminine came together and the feminine evolved. And the masculine still has their shell on because they need to get a little bit stronger. It says, having removed its heavy shell, it becomes very light and can fight with ninja-like movements. Yeah, so, you know, both are trying to get rid of the shell. So it feels like, you know, even though it's in the connective, it's still the feminine energy is what I'm feeling. And it feels like the masculine is aware that that's how the feminine is. And it's like, okay, yeah, they can act with ninja-like movements, but there's still this, you know, again, this protective aspect here. It feels like they both know this evolution is taking place and how much recovery is necessary. Let's see, what's the shadow? Drowsy using psychic boom. So yeah, there's a pretty big psychic upgrades going on for both. So the third eye, like the psychic communication line, is going to be getting a lot of psychic downloads. So you are talking in the shadows, it seems. Drowsy is also a sleep Pokemon, so it could be happening literally in the astral realm. It says, it finds really fun dreams tasty. When it makes friends with people, it may show them the most delicious dreams it has ever eaten. Yeah, so you guys could be eating each other's dreams, right? And like, I feel like both of you feel as though you are each other's dream in some sort of way. And it's like the most tasty, you know, dream ever eaten. The most like, you know, joyous thing in the mind is like, yes, this is exactly, you know, my dream is to be with this person. And I feel like you're meeting up in the astrals and, you know, intensifying the psychic connection in order to still send each other that sort of message through this sort of recovery, even though you're both like, all right, let me, you know, protect myself, kind of against my own happiness in some sort of way. It could be that you're both also in a third party situation. We see that they are, you know, they have a 3 and you have this Knight of Wands. So, yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to bring an angel in. So like I said, in the extended, we're going to see, you know, what you can do in order to manifest your desires, how the masculine will respond in the physical, and then, or energetically or physical, and then some advice on how to manifest your highest vibrational timeline. So let's see what angel wants to bring us into the extended. We have prosperity. Archangel Ariel. Your material needs are provided for as you follow your intuition and manifest your dreams into reality. Yeah, exactly. And it's going right to Drowsy with the psychic boom. You are both getting very, very prosperous through this. Your material needs, everything that you want to manifest in the physical realm, in the 3D, in the light, are going to be provided for as you follow your intuition with this third eye and manifest your dreams into reality. What dreams? The most tasty dreams you've ever had. And you know It's union. So, okay, Aquarius, if you would like to follow me into the extended, the first 10 people get it 50% off. Use the code Aquarius, all capital letters, and I hope to see you in the extended. But if we part ways here, good luck with the situation. I'm sending you so much love, a big hug, and a kiss on your third eye. Mwah.